Hello and welcome to part 3 of my Let's Play RimWorld Alpha 5. I'm going to go ahead and continue the game, let it play out. I've just finished building my next bedroom, which is actually just replacing my third bedroom now that I have a prisoner that I'm not sure what I'm going to do with. In this video, as I play, instead of just narrating my thoughts, I'm also going to be trying to spend some time discussing the changes in this game, because I just got done reading some of the patch notes. Nothing too interesting for a new player, though, like myself. Nothing sounded especially unique. And just giving some of my initial impressions of the game. Making sure I've still got enough wood. Yeah, I mean, I've marked a lot of trees back in part 2 for the chopping down of, so I think I should have enough wood to finish this, but not a lot of extra. Alright, so let's go ahead and mark that. Yeah, so my initial impressions of the game are good in that I think it really has a lot of potential. Unfortunately, with how long the game has been out, I was an initial Kickstarter backer and played a little bit on one of the very, very early builds, probably like Alpha 2 or something like that. The amount of development and new features are slow in coming, and that's a little bit disappointing. It's still being developed. I'm not accusing them of being a Towns or something, where they just, you know, quit for no good reason when the game is clearly in an unfinished state, which is just unforgivable. But more of a, wow, you're not, like, rushing out new features. The way, like, Space Engineers is a game, I've been very impressed by the quantity of new features being released every couple of weeks, really. Really showing off what can be done, even with an indie development team. So yeah, I'd say it's a really great base game, but I feel it's a little bit empty. Like, there needs to just be more stuff I can do, more stuff I can build, more stuff I can research, more progression. Before I could build a nutrient paste dispenser, there should be some dependency to that. The incidences and the way I can interact with outside towns should be more robust. There just feels like there needs to be more. I don't know how to articulate that any better. Otherwise, pretty good. Tutorial's a little bit barren. I feel like I'm trying to learn by playing and not, like, open up a wiki about the game and reading a bunch of articles. I want to just play the video game and enjoy it, which doesn't seem crazy. Oh, I didn't consider this. Alright, wake up. I did not consider the fact that when I blow up that squirrel, it's gonna catch everything on fire. And that fire would have quickly spread into my storage pile and my conduit and everything else, and that would be very bad. So I have to wake somebody up now. But yeah, so I feel like the tutorial definitely needs some work. That's a definite thing. That has been disappointing. I don't want to. Oh my God! Wow, this fire's really bad. More people. Oh wait, I don't want to wake her up. She's been up a lot. Yeah, let's get the ones that are on the conduit. You get that one. So, yes, I've lost my train of thought because I freaked out because of that fire, which was bad. Oh, and the repairing happens automatically. Oh, so this was damaged. And they repaired it, but it was never completely down because my turret still had power. So that's interesting to know that damaged things can still be functional, and my people will automatically repair damaged things. But yeah, so I do hope that development continues. I wouldn't mind if development starts going a little bit faster, but it's good. And yeah, and the tutorial, that's what I was talking about. I don't want to have to read a wiki to understand a game. And I feel like right now there just isn't enough guidance. It's an alpha. It's understandable that that is a feature that isn't done yet, but I really do hope that that's something they do a very good job on, is developing out that tutorial and that guided storytelling system, which is an interesting concept. I think they could do some really cool things with their concept of guided storytelling being the way that the game plays out, that you have a AI storyteller is pretty cool. Stop shooting, it's close to a person and I don't want the person to blow up, just the squirrel. And I'm going to keep calling them squirrels. I'm going to call them exploding squirrels. I'm not calling them boomerats because they are exploding squirrels. And everyone is just going to have to learn to deal with that. Oh, please die, exploding squirrel, because you're... nope, X, stop shooting. He's right next to my geothermal power plant, and that is not where I want explosions happening. Oh, but you can kill him now. Having my overlapping turrets paying off as they move between turrets. My turrets can just switch targets. And we hit X, and this is the annoying thing about these squirrels always starting fires. I feel like, A, that should maybe be a little bit of just a possibility, but I don't want to let it just burn itself out, which means I have to add this to my home region, so that way people will go and firefight. And then turn it off of my home region. I mean, I guess I could just take control of somebody and send them over there. Leaving a meal for the prisoner, who is slowly healing. It seems 71. I think that they were down about 50 health. Yep, now up to 72. So is slowly, passively healing. Not very happy, but it's a prisoner. You know, they shouldn't be happy. I hate being locked up. It's very closed in, and I haven't eaten in a while. You got food right there. Eat your food. Oh, that's interesting. The nutrient paste meal even shows the ingredients that were used for it. I wonder if that affects the nutritional value and the happiness value. I do feel like I should add some additional hoppers. Why is that thing still there? There's a boom rat that's been sitting there for like ever now. And I wonder if a meal can be made from more than one thing. Like, I've mostly only had potatoes in the hopper, but if one hopper has potato, one has agave, and one has berries, I wonder if all three will get used, and if that, like, increases the happiness. Oh, okay, now that I have a hopper with agave fruit, so I think we're going to find out. And I'm trying to think, is this cactus in the way of the squirrel, and that's why it can't get out? It is ready for harvesting. I didn't know a cactus could be harvested. Let's actually see how it can be. Is it a I don't want to cut the plant. I want to harvest the food? No. Want to chop the wood? No. So I do just want to cut the plant. I don't know what cutting the plant does. Why would I cut the plant and harvest it? Or how does cutting the plant harvest it? Like, what do I get from it, I wonder? Yeah, the vermin population is large, though. Yeah, I don't care if he blows up some stone or some dead squirrels. That's not really going to affect anything. There's a part of me that wants to, like, forbid all of this food so that they go and start cooking some squirrels. And that'll do it. Stop the attack. And I'm going to have to wake somebody up again, aren't I? No. Yep, you can handle it. Alright, so first he's going to go drop off some wood. What's he doing? Okay, putting out the fire. Good. That is what we wanted. A trade ship is passing nearby. They are known as Brown Bear Export Company. They are a slave trader. Ooh, I've been curious about this. I want to buy the slaves, but I don't want to keep them a slave. I want to, like, just have more people. I wonder if that's a possibility from the slave trader, or if there's some sort of weird dynamic that's going to occur. Alright, drafting the person seems to help put out the fire faster for some reason. It seemed to be something that was being thought about when they weren't drafted, whereas if they're drafted and I put them near the fire, they seem to be more effective. Might have been my imagination, though. Yeah, and again, I really don't care if these plants burn down. Really doesn't affect anything in the game. What I'm more concerned about is the fire spreading and becoming really, really large and then getting near my stuff. That concerns me. And putting out the fire is not that time-consuming a thing. Although I really should be more careful about this because this is taking up some amount of time. And I keep doing it at night so my people aren't sleeping, which probably creates some unhappy thoughts. I wonder if they get better at firefighting. And I wonder how my metal situation up here is. As in, is there any still up here, or do I need to start mining? I don't see any. That's distressing. Yeah, I don't think I have any metal. Alright, let's mine some stuff. So I think this was my closest area of a mineral deposit. Huh. Oh, that's because that one was selected. I thought I wasn't able to select those for mining because only that one looked selected. But it was because I actually had that mineral patch there selected, is why that looked different. Alright, so that is marked for mining. Yeah, see, I don't see a lot of exposed mineral. Like, I'm sure if I dug into this rock, like, there might be some mineral inside of here, and that's something I will do eventually. Not a whole lot of exposed mineral. And I hope that I just get, like, usable metal from the mining, and that it doesn't just, like, create slag that has to be processed, which is a concern of mine. Because that would be time-consuming. I'd have to first research that, because I noticed that that was something that can be researched. Ooh, I can actually test my eating from a nutrient-paced meal. Let's wait for him to set this down. Sorry, I see that I've got lots of different types of stuff in the hoppers. Nope, it's only made from one thing, agave fruit. But let's see the thoughts. Hungry, which will go away. 8 nutrient paste. How is that a sad thing? You've got the things you need to cook a meal. It's your fault if you choose nutrient paste. I don't understand. Do I need to, like, assign somebody to the cooking duty? Very tired. Oh, because of the fires and stuff. Alright, so their mood is dropping, but that's mostly because of the very tired thing. Ugly environment? Ah, what are you talking about? It's a beautiful environment. Nice wood flooring. Alright, you can quickly dismiss incoming... Yes, I've already seen that tip. Thank you. Oh, I almost forgot. Let's hurry up and pause before it gets too late. I need to call the Brown Bear Export Company. I almost completely forgot. Why didn't any of you remind me? Alright, so, Brown Bear Export Company. Nothing from the commodities or... there are some weapons. It's only pistols, though, and I already have a couple of pistols, so that's not very useful. People. Ooh. I can sell my prisoner. That's what I can do with the prisoner. Done. And then let's buy the... Let's buy some people. Alright, cooking. Yeah, I need a cook. That doesn't seem to be happening for some reason. Researching and mining and all sorts of other stuff? Yeah, let's get you too. You do not have enough silver. Oh, darn. I have nothing I can sell other than the person that I already sold. Oh, these are sellable weapons. Will that be enough so I can buy a second person? It would be. Alright, let's sell a pistol. And let's buy this other weaver. So I think they're just going to be colonists now, right? Yes, they are. So that's how you gain people, is you buy slaves and then just don't treat them as slaves, because I didn't want to do that anyways. Perfect. Alright, let's build some rooms. We've got people, and they need a place to live. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, oh yeah, that will be large enough as long as yes. I'll just use this wall as a wall. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a wall. That'll be a bedroom. And it's gonna need a door, and a floor. And I swear that's the last time I'll rhyme for a long time. And that is indeed 5 by 4. Alright, unfortunately it's already nighttime. But my new colonists are here. So that's going to be the big reason why I need silver. Alright, let's go collect more silver up for the next time a ship comes by and we have something really useful like people. But very happy I was just able to increase my population there. So that silver is no longer forbidden. I know that there was a lot more silver. At least I thought there was a lot more silver. Alright, mining is happening. And it does just create metal. It does not create slag. So that's good. So all I have to do is keep mining there, and that'll be more more metal. There is some more silver. Oh, I guess I can really zoom out and double-click. Wow, no, that seems to be it for the silver. Alright, so that's all of the silver I'm going to be able to get. I'm assuming that I can get more from this mining, though. And let's go ahead, give some more orders to continue mining these mineral patches that I'm exposing. Which I assumed would be the case, that as I dig in, more and more of this will be mineral, but I want to make sure I'm focusing on metal. Wow, that's a lot of metal in each patch. 35 metal for each one. That's good. That's plenty. Potato plants look fine. I've got some ready to harvest, and I have uncooked ones. But wow, not a lot. My people eat a lot or something, I feel like. I've only got a little bit left to harvest. I've only got like one stack over here, and it's not a huge stack. And not a ton of other food as far as like agave and berries. Although I could probably harvest some more. Oh, and I can actually mark the squirrels for harvesting. Interesting. I wonder if that's why they weren't cooking them, because I didn't mark them for harvesting. Alright, but marking all of this agave and berries for harvesting should help to make this an adequate potato patch. And it seems a lot less labor if they just go and harvest food that's sitting on the ground, as opposed to, like, having to actually plant crops like they do with the potato crops. Alright, so this room is done, which means I just need to add a bed and a lamp. I'm going to end up walling this in and creating a sort of another room there. But in the meantime, log wall, little hallway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another wall. And we put in a door. And we put in a floor. And I break my promise about not rhyming anymore. Oh, and I can make this. Oh, wait, actually, I don't want to make that not a prisoner bed because that room is too small. If we hit nighttime, I can make this not a prisoner bed because I don't have any prisoners and somebody can sleep in there for a night and their thoughts will be less unhappy. Whoa! This is bad. Right? Giant lightning bolt strikes. Alright, well, it hit nothing. It didn't start any fire, so I guess it's not that bad. Is there something else going on? I'm hearing a lot of wind. I'm sure the Muffalo are very upset. But yeah, so I've got a rich soil patch down here. There's only a few others on the map. There's one right here, there's one right here, and there's one right here. Oh, and one right there. So there's a decent amount of rich soil on the map. I will eventually do some planting there. Ah, here we go. A couple of fires have broken out from the lightning. Kind of want to let them just burn themselves out. Well, that's still a decent ways away. I don't think I have to worry about it, I hope. Especially with this, like, big patch of desert there. Let's go ahead and let it burn. Let's see what happens if it really can grow out of control or not. And how's our metal supply? We're at 137. Oh, and there's a lot waiting to be hauled. So yeah, I don't see a need to do any more mining for the time being. Food situation's good. Lots of potatoes, berries, and agave. Hoppers are all full, and I realized a mistake. I'm not sure if... Oh, that's bad. That needs to be dealt with. Let's make sure that's in the home zone. It is not, but it is now. And let's go ahead and put a little border around it in case it starts to spread, and now everyone should go and fight the fire. Or at least a few people will. So this fire is not getting too out of control, neither is that one. They're growing, but they're still not out of control. Research is almost done. That's exciting. Start building rock stuff soon. Oh. We're going to make that a regular bed because I failed to build one in my new room. Let's go ahead and get that queued up, though, so that way that'll happen tomorrow. And also going to have to put down some conduit to connect these two buildings together. Alright, another fire started there. Yeah, the fire's burning itself out, it looks like. This one's getting pretty big. A few small fires up there. Another one there. Dry thunderstorm. Oh wait, trading ship has left. Alright. Dry thunderstorms are dangerous because the lightning can start fires and there's no rain to put them out. Yeah, that is weird. There isn't any rain. So I didn't get any silver from these minerals. I wonder if silver isn't something that gets mined. That if I just sort of have my initial stock of silver and now the rest of it I'm going to have to get by, like, selling stuff. Alright, this fire's getting pretty big. That one's not small, and that is a little close for comfort. Let's go ahead and have you put that out. At least it's mostly burning this direction. If it was burning this direction, of course, I'd be more worried, but the desert will pretty much stop that anyways. And here comes the rains. And that should put out all the fires. I'd imagine. Doesn't seem to be doing a very good job of it. Okay, yeah, they're starting to dwindle. They're certainly not spreading now that it's raining. Oh, and so I wonder if that's sort of how it works. If what's on fire might continue to burn itself out, but it's not going to be able to spread. Alright, this building needs power, but I've got conduit queued up. And once this guy wakes up, I'll set this bed as a prisoner bed again. And I guess this person probably should, like, want their own bedroom, so let's go ahead and queue up that production. So, we'll build another wooden wall. 1, 2... Let's do it this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the outside wall. And the floor. Alright, researched finished stone cutting. Allows us to build stone cutting tables, which allow you to refine rock chunks into stone blocks that can be used for construction. Let's go to the research screen and choose what we want next. Slag refining just doesn't seem that useful because there's not a ton of slag and I can just mine. Pneumatic picks is tempting. I don't care about growing indoors. Growing outside is perfectly fine. And I guess nutrient resynthesis would be a little bit nice. Build machining tables to disassemble dead mechanoids into usable metal. I haven't killed a lot of mechanoids, so that's not useful. Gun turrets fire 4 shots in a burst instead of 3. That could be nice. Don't need mortars yet. Don't need cremation. Don't need strong doors, carpet, colored lights, fertilizer. Alright, yeah, let's go with gun turret cooling. Alright, so build a floor and build a wooden portal blocker. There we go. I didn't lie that. I didn't lie by rhyming. I hope everyone's happy. A group of pirates from the Hatchet Cheetahs have arrived. In drop pods nearby, they are attacking immediately. Let's pause. Oh, it's only 2 of them. That's totally fine. Ooh, although my new people don't have guns yet. And in fact, I only think I have 1 pistol because I sold the other to get the second person. So let's see. I think he's new. You need to go equip a pistol. Let's see where everyone else is. They're a little bit far out there, but alright, but he'll be returning soon. She's fine where she's at for now. Alright, so nobody's too far out there, and they can keep doing what they're doing, and that way I don't have them just standing around for too long. Alright, and I'm glad these guys don't just, like, kill all of the Muffalo, because that would be upsetting. Alright, 2 pirates is fine. We can hold them off just fine. And I've got that turret, and that turret might come into play. Yeah, actually, because they're coming in at, like, this angle, I think it will come into play. Alright, let's go ahead and pause, because now they're pretty close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all of our people. Let's undraft them and assemble them here. Oh, he thought better of it. Let's fall back a little bit. Oh, there we go. And he's dead. He is not capturable. And he is fleeing in panic. Good. Good, good, good. Alright, you can go equip that pistol. And the rest of you can get back to your tasks. Ooh, let's go ahead and strip the body. Hopefully that gets us some nice loot. Oh, and Trebbo is not a hauler, so he will not haul the body, so I can't set that as a priority. Otherwise, just get rid of the t-shirt. Cool. Alright, I've got plenty of wood on the ground. I haven't hauled it yet. Oh, and I should build a grave, I guess. I'd imagine, like, seeing dead bodies laying around might make people sad. Miscellaneous, is that? Wow, I'm surprised I remembered that. Alright, let's build another grave. A graveyard for all those foolish people who have thought they could get away with attacking me. Wow, a combination of rain and dark actually makes it a little bit hard to see. Tough squirrels. Multiple bullets from a turret not killing them. So let's go ahead and go to orders and harvest food. Wanted to see if I could harvest that squirrel, but I could not. Alright, well, that attack was easy. So yeah, I really feel like as long as you've got a handful of turrets and all of your people have weapons, like, the early attacks are going to be really easy to fend off just because of the limited number of people attacking. Like, even if 3 or 4 people came in right now, that would just not be very difficult to deal with. I should go ahead and finish furnishing this room. Oh, I accidentally built with a log wall all around here. That was not my intention. Darn it. Deconstruct. The problem with log walls, they're a little bit stronger, I think, and possibly nicer looking, but they don't carry power. So I'd probably end up having to run a ton of conduit, I guess, in order to power things, as opposed to these wooden walls will carry the power that I need to light things. Oh, I just realized this room doesn't have a light in it. That seems silly. Let's put it there. So I'm going to be end up putting another research table down here, probably. And then we can choose structures, wood wall. There we are. Alright, so that's why this building didn't have powers. This conduit got built, just the walls couldn't carry it the rest of the way to actually turn on the lamp. Alright, so now that these are built and better rooms to sleep in, I'll set that for prisoners. That will kick the current owner out, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actual bedrooms. So let's also do the same for that one for now, just to kick the owner out and force people, when nighttime comes, to claim one of these 2 rooms. Then I'll set that back to a normal bed. Let's take a look at our overview. So we've got. I want to make sure we've got at least like 2 people to do every task. Yeah, I mean that seems to be the case for everything except for wardening, which actually I don't really care about, or cooking. One of these new people I think was a good cook. Oop. Trebo, is that you? Nope. So that would mean it is Zebra, maybe? Nope. Zebra's not new. Bonzo. Bonzo, it was you, isn't it? Yeah, he loves the cooking. Yeah, he has a burning passion for it, so that means he learns faster. So yeah, let's set Bonzo to be a cook. Bonzo, cooking. There we go. I feel like if I went through all my character's skills and really, like, optimized these, I could probably do a lot better of a job to make sure that people are optimally using their time. Oh, so we actually have a very quick and easy way to see our relations with other factions. So it looks like the Lax of the Rock is the closest we're going to get to somebody friendly. And they are enemies of the small town at the desert, just like us. We get some statistics. This is interesting. So our colony's overall wealth in terms of items and buildings, major threats, enemy raids, total damage taken, people killed, people launched into space. And some nice graphs showing our wealth, total, and then in terms of items and buildings over time. That's interesting. Oh, I think I accidentally canceled the grave construction. Let's go ahead and put a couple of them down. They probably don't take much. No, actually they don't seem to take anything. And it's just a matter of designating the spot in the ground. I thought it might take like 1 wood or something. But no, we just dig a hole. No need for any actual construction. Some stone and some wood would make sense for like a coffin and a headstone. I feel like the materials in the game match the materials necessary for a grave. Now we'll see whether or not they actually haul that corpse into there. And I also want to see if I can mark food harvesting for any of these newer squirrel bodies. No, I'm not even going to try clicking on the human body because that'll really disturb me if that works. And that squirrel is in range of our turret, so let's go ahead and kill him before he starts eating any of our tasty, tasty food. And that guy is as well. Fog rolling in. Fog reduces accuracy. Fog reduces accuracy is on ranged weapons. Alright, so a little bit of a typo there. It's a new game, we'll forgive them. But yes, the accuracy of weapons is reduced by fog. So almost every weather does seem to have some impact on the game. I'm going to guess that my solar generator, yeah, it's currently doing nothing, but it's also nighttime. But imagine even during the day it's not at full capacity if there's fog. Alright, is that dead yet? No. Wow, still alive. And that boom rat staying just out of range. He's a smart one. Yeah, the reduced accuracy is very noticeable. My turrets are not doing well against these Squirrels. Now it's dead. Which means we can cancel the attack. I'm gonna let this one continue in case that boom rat comes back. I wouldn't mind him continuing to get shot at. Or her. It's a she. Alright, so I'm not quite sure what I need to build next. I guess I could go ahead and build my next set of bedrooms. I could build... Let's build another research desk. If I do have anybody idle, there's no reason they can't be doing some research. In our research room, which is now lit. I have enough metal, I can actually start increasing everyone's happiness with some plants. Let's put one in each bedroom. Guess I can put like one there. One there. So yeah, people were having unhappy thoughts about the quality of their surroundings because they're whiny. So that should help. They also complain a lot about the dirt on their feet, so I'm a little bit curious on the flooring. Smooth, natural stone, fast to walk on, and beautiful to look at. I wonder if we start smoothing stone. Oh. Nope, can't do that. Oh, and I can't do that on here either. I was wondering if I could just, like, smooth the wall stone. Concrete. Fast to walk on, but quite ugly. You'll need to be able to dig out the ground to pour this. Stone tile. Paved tile. Utilitarian concrete tiles, quick to move, but not very pretty. Metal tiles for that spaceship look. Wood planks for flooring, for that warm, homey feeling. Alright, so it seems like wood and metal are the only, like, nice-looking ones. Or stone. Actually, so now with my current research, I should actually be able to start producing stone tile, shouldn't I? Yeah, so I can now have a stone cutter's table. Alright, this block right here is now all in the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to mine it all. So we're going to mine this out. I'm going to build a large production room here that's going to have both the nutrient paste dispenser and at least one and maybe two stone cutting tables. Then we're going to take and we're going to start doing the stone cutting, partly to see what our wall options are. Let's see, let's take a look. Stone wall, it could stand for inches, it doesn't burn or transmit power. Alright, so that doesn't transmit power. This will be good for like an outer wall though. So something to keep out the intruders, I'd imagine these stone wall could be effective for, or at least to funnel them in. So if I build a stone wall right here, it means that they can't like try to like run past here or something. I don't know. Yes, I feel like I could use a stone wall somewhat effectively. I wish I could transmit power though, that would be really nice. Metal walls, yeah, that would be really expensive to build, I'd imagine. So we'll mine this out, we'll build a large production room, start cutting the stone, and then for our flooring, we will do stone tile. They aren't ugly, they just use stone, which is pretty plentiful. I've got plenty of... Oops. I've got plenty of rock chunks to turn into stone. Oh, or actually, this might not be the best spot for it, because this is right where I've got my orbital trade beacon. Still need to cut all this out, though. Alright, so let's build it over here instead. So how big is the stone cutting table? Alright, so can I fit 2? No. Because it takes up 3 and that's only 5. Alright, I'd have to like make this room a little bigger than they've been. So if I did it this way instead, I could do like 1, 2, and then maybe a 3rd. No, that won't quite work either. Alright, I could do 1 like that. 1 like that. Well, can I overlap the working area? Let's just do it like that instead. Yes, let's do that. That'll be the door. So, wood wall. Boop. 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 Wood door. Wood floor. And a standing lamp. There. So, 3 stone cutting tables, so I can start doing that once everyone wakes up. It is a clear weather day. Wow, potato plants looking good. Lots and lots of full plants, and they're not even fully necessary. I've got potatoes, I've got plenty of agave, I've got plenty of berries, so the food situation is good. Eventually, once it does start getting worse, and I've eaten up all and harvested all of the food around me, that is when I will switch, or not switch, but add on some additional farming right in here. Which will unfortunately be in the shade, but it'll be on rich soil, and I could build a sun lamp. So there is the option. Building a sun lamp, which lights an area enough to grow stuff. So having that lamp always on next to rich soil should mean some good production. Alright, so this area is mostly mined out and created more room for eventual expansion of my stockpile. Production's almost done on my stone cutting room, which actually now the first stone cutting table is ready to go. So what I'm going to do on this, bills, yes, I know what my problem is. I remember this from an earlier game that I played. This is why butchering isn't happening. I have to go to bills, add bill, butcher creature, and it'll now butcher 1 creature, or 2, or 3, or forever. Whenever a creature is available for butchering, it will butcher it now. That's what I didn't do. Learning has happened. Same for cooking. I need to add cooking a fine meal. Let's cook 20 of them. That is why these weren't working. What is that? A daily... Oh, these are my plants. Wonderful. Hopefully that makes everyone a little happier. Those are ugly, ugly plants. They're all like weird green-looking alien things. Hopefully when they're fully grown, they look less creepy. Alright, so now I should start cooking some meals, and that should make people happy. Alright, so squirrel meat has been made, and the squirrel meat is being combined with the potatoes. So that's what my guess is on this, is, simple meals probably require 1 ingredient, fine require 2 ingredients, and lavish require 3, is my guess. And it may require at least, like, 1 of the ingredients to be, what's it called? Meat. Is a guess. Or that might just even be for, like, maybe a lavish meal requires at least 1 meat ingredient. Alright, but I have plenty of food, so using 2 things of food to make each meal is totally fine. I've got plenty of food to spare. And what that also means is at these stone cutter tables, I'm gonna have to do the same. I just queue up 20. Let's see if I shift click, no. Control click, no. I was wondering if there was a way to like add more than 1 or 2 at a time. Oh, so here's a +1 and a +25 button. How far people will go for ingredients. I can suspend things. Interesting. Let's actually take a look at this. If we go to config, meat. So they will cook human meat if you ask them to. I'd imagine there's some penalty for that, and I'm not going to. But otherwise, buffalo, squirrel, and boom rat will be used, which means I guess there aren't any other animals. And potatoes, berries, and agave fruit are all on the menu. So I guess I could prohibit certain items from being used. I don't know why you would, though. Alright, so there's the squirrel rat meat. Wow, all of them have already been butchered. Alright, let's go ahead. Oh, that squirrel just got out of range. Oop, that one's not, though. Let's go hunting. turret hunting. Oh, and we can cancel that. Mark that as no longer being forbidden. More squirrel meat. Oop, that's dead. You guys can stop. I wish there was a way to configure the turrets to not shoot at dead things anymore. Only respond to movement. Once they're laying still, you can leave them be. Oh, nope, even when these are 100%, they're still just weird green and yellow, creepy-looking alien plants. No, like, flowers or something, which I think is what I was expecting. Let's check this person's thoughts. Ate off the ground. I don't know why you ate off the ground. There's a perfectly nice table over here. Ate a fine meal, so now I'm making people happy with the food. How about that? And no unpleasant thoughts about the room being ugly. Alright, yeah, now that this area is a little more cleared out, let's go ahead, deconstruct that table. And I'm going to build a long table here instead, and that means some more stools. Alright, so this is going to get deconstructed, and I'll put a long table in here with some more stools. In our little communal dining space. You know what? Let's go ahead and deconstruct this bed. It is no longer necessary. We have our prisoner room, and we have bedrooms for all of our colonists. And let's go ahead and proactively build our next bedroom, or at least start it. Because what I'm also going to actually do is start mining out this area. Because this went really quick. Mining a chunk of stone like that isn't actually very time-consuming. And what's important is I just keep enough of this stone here to sort of act as a back wall for me, so that I can't be attacked from this direction is my overall goal. Although realizing I'm building far enough out here that this turret is going to start to be limited, and I'm going to have to maybe build a turret here and then like move this one outwards a little bit and start moving my perimeter. And as the perimeter grows, just having to add more turrets to keep the same overlapping density. Alright, so we've made more progress. We have stone cutting tables that nobody uses, which I guess is... oh, it has been used a little bit. We've finished our first 2 research items, which we can go to our research screen and go ahead and select our next item, which will be pneumatic picks. Make our mining more efficient, now that I'm doing more of it. We figured out how to cook nicer meals, so everyone's happier. Oh, so there's the fine meal. And there are the stone blocks. Next time, I'm going to start paving the outside area so people can move a little quicker, things look a little nicer, and people complain less about having dirt on their feet. We grew our population by 2, so that was cool to be able to interact with the slaver ship. Once I start to build a little more wealth, I want to start trying to boost my relations with some of my neighboring towns, or at least the one neighboring town that doesn't hate me as much as the others. And we'll continue from there. Oh, actually, let's go ahead. Ooh, we've got a trade ship passing by, and it's a food trader. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll give you guys one last thing. Jennifer Rudabag and NB Shipping. Oh, there's 2 of them. Alright, so this one is offering food. You know what? I've got a lot of berries. Let's go ahead and trade those. Alright, so they're selling it at very cheap, and they're buying it cheap, so that's not too great. They'll buy some wood. I can spare some wood, and I want the money. So I'm going to get 177, and that's it. No people, no weapons. Alright, so I'm going to trade some of my excess berries. A little bit of my excess wood, and that'll plus up my silver. And let's call NB Shipping. And oh, so they're all trading the exact. So they're all trading the same things. um, which is basically food that I've got plenty of, logs that I've got plenty of, so I sold a little bit of all of that, and that's it, and I'm not going to buy anything from them. Alright, so that was all to do with those. I'm going to guess this is just the other, yeah, NB shipping, also a food trader. Alright, so 2 food traders came through, so we've got trade working, we've got research working, we figured out the prisoner system, we figured out the cooking system, we've got more space for people to eat, we're building more bedrooms proactively, we're going to have to start building out our perimeter. We've got tons of resources, mining has been very successful, so things are good. Things are very good. Oh wow, I've got a decent amount of silver, almost 600 now. So yeah, when I continue, I think it's just going to be about growth. It's going to be building a bunch of more bedrooms and trying to just collect as many resources as I can, so they can continue to try and grow my population, and then start spending some of those resources to bribe my one neighbor so that maybe they'll like me a little bit more. So I hope you tune in next time for part 4. If you want to make sure you don't miss it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so YouTube will help you keep track of me. If you enjoyed this video, please mark the like button, and I'd more than anything like to see your comments. What do you guys think of RimWorld so far? Specifically Alpha 5. Do you think it's a good game? Do you think it's an enjoyable game? Do you think they're doing some good things? And what do you think about its potential? I feel like it's a really good base game that maybe hasn't really gotten there yet, like it's just feature incomplete to a noticeable degree, but that I feel like it has a lot of potential to really be a great game, to be a graphical dwarf fortress slash town slash a little bit of Prison Architect. If nothing else, it looks a lot like Prison Architect. So I think it has potential, but I want to hear what you guys think, so please leave your comments, let me know your thoughts about the game, let me know if there's something you'd like to see me do in the game. I would just love to hear from you, and I hope you tune in next time.